Good afternoon, and welcome to the joint 48th and 49th Annual Commencement Ceremony honoring the classes of 2020 and 2021. Thank you to all of those in attendance, whether you're here with us at the Shepherd University Butcher Center or viewing via live stream. We would like to recognize our distinguished guest. From Jefferson County Schools, Dr. Bondi Shea Gibson, Superintendent, Mr. Sean Dillow, Assistant Superintendent. From the members of Board of Education, President Ms. Kathy Skinner, Vice President Mr. Mark Osborne, Ms. Lori Ogden, Mr. Gary Cable, and Dr. Donna Joy. We would also like to recognize members of Jefferson High School's administration, Principal Ms. Sherry Fitzgerald, Assistant Principal Mr. Darius Fenton, Assistant Principal Ms. Mary Beth Group, Assistant Principal Mr. Michael English, Athletic Director Mr. Bill Stewart, and School Resource Officer Sergeant Ben Williams. Thank you again, and I would now like to present Ms. Sherry Fitzgerald to give a welcome address.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for Jefferson High School Class of 2021 and Class of 2020. Welcome to Superintendent Dr. Gibson, board members, and all those who are joining us virtually. And welcome graduates and soon-to-be graduates. It would be an understatement to say that 2020 and 2021 have been interesting and challenging times. It would be easy to enumerate the losses and frustrations and disappointments. Yet, here we are for this celebration today. No, this is not normal graduation. And yes, for many members of the class of 2020, the celebration comes too late. Yet, despite the challenges and disappointments and the early life lessons in adulting that affirm life is hard and sometimes unfair, here we are. You did it. Class of 2020 and 2021, you are examples of the reality that human beings are engineered for resiliency. Sometimes we think only the brave or strong or extraordinary people make it through difficult times. That there is some magic ingredient that allows certain people to thrive in the face of adversity. But in fact, all human beings are equipped with the ingredients for resiliency, and every human being is faced at some point in their lives with an experience of loss. Sometimes a tragic experience, like an accident or a natural disaster or a pandemic, or sometimes something more ordinary, though still painful, like personal failure, illness, or transgression by another. No matter how great or small, we all experience loss, but we bounce back. Some of us bounce back faster and higher, others more slowly and with deeper scars. But we do it, and you have done it. So class of 2020 and 2021, thank you for the example of resiliency you have shown us. Thank you for sharing this part of your journey with us. Thank you for inspiring us to do better and to be better. Often graduates are told of the great things to come after graduation, and indeed, I am confident that there are great things to come for you. But today, I invite you to celebrate the great things you have already done. Celebrate the successes and relationships that have brought you here today. I pray you are blessed with truly thankful hearts, and that you go forth into this world to seek and to serve, and above all, to experience the joy that you so greatly deserve. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Skinner and have the honor of serving for you as board president. On behalf of the board, I would like to welcome all of the graduates to the conclusion to this part of your journey. This journey has been in excess of 2,300 school days over the past 13 years. The final leg of your journey has been different or more complicated than those classes that have come before you. But every single one of you sitting here has overcome change and different by being flexible, understanding, and resilient. Resilience. This is a pretty popular word these days. Another common phrase is, the best thing about 2021 is that it's not 2020. This past year has reminded me of the book, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Alexander's day begins with gum stuck in his hair, followed by more calamities. Your senior year started with a delay, stops and starts with brick versus click instruction, additional safety protocols, shortened and interrupted sports and extracurricular seasons, reconfigured classrooms, award ceremonies, and even graduations. And let's not forget temperature checks and quarantines. The good news is that you have survived and made some unforgettable memories. You are leaving Jefferson High School with an academic foundation, memories, and friendships that you will recall for decades. Enjoy this time. This is your moment. Pause and think back about the last few years and the teachers, coaches, and mentors that have influenced you, and then go forth and do great things in this world. Make the next part of your journey count. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Williams, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the class of 2020. On behalf of Jefferson High School, I would like to address the elephant in the room that some of you do not belong. Some of you never entered J-High this year, participated in a sport, performed on stage, or any other activity. Class of 2020, welcome to your graduation. Alongside our class of 2021 are some of their peers from the class of 2020, and we are grateful for the opportunity to celebrate with you. Your senior year started out like many others, VIP parking, minimalist schedules, and a severe case of senioritis. We celebrated homecoming and made it to the holiday season, but when we returned, your senior year changed. Slow rumblings and mumblings of a virus trending in the world, I, like you, thought it would all be okay. None of us saw what was coming. December 31st, 2020, reports of the virus were confirmed in China, and then it became deadly. January 20th, the first confirmed case was reported in the United States. And on January 23rd, the Chinese government shut down an entire city of over 11 million people. And on January 30th, the World Health Organization declared a global health emergency. Rising cares, restricted travel, fear of anxiety, and uncertainty filled our minds and the airwaves. Happy New Year, some senior year. No senior seasons for baseball, softball, tennis, and track. No prom, no senior pranks, no senior walk, and no graduation. Some of you may not have been aware, but I was asked by the senior class of 2020 to be the keynote speaker for graduation that never happened. My message was on purpose, and as I was preparing for today, I found my notes for that speech. At the very top of these notes, I wrote, one either waits in the dark or lives in the light. You, class of 2020, can teach us all something about resilience and to overcome. That despite what is going on in the world and in our lives, we can rise above. Your legacy would not be that of a class that did not get to do this or have that. You did not let the virus keep you from succeeding and moving to the next phase of your life. You moved on to college, trade school, the military, the workforce. You rose above. You made it. You finally made it. It may be late, but it does not diminish the success of your accomplishment. My word for you now is my absolute favorite spoken word, perspective. If there is ever a class or a generation that represents this word, it is all of you. You could have let this virus, this world, keep you down, but you rose above. You rose above the global pandemic, the hurtful political climate, and the stresses of life to not stop you in your tracks, but to keep moving forward. While some of us are stuck in our ways or hiding in our homes, you were out pushing the boundaries, challenging the establishment, and blazing your way. It is all of you that will bring about change and open up new doors and new ways. When I see you, I see a generation that can do better. Yes, there are things that you do I do not agree with nor understand, such as TikTok, Snapchat, or any other social media platforms. And when I make the statement that you struggle with communication, how so wrong am I? You just communicate differently. You are passionate, emotional, expressive, and opinionated, and those are not bad things. because I see the way that you collaborate, come together, and rise above. Your perspective is not dulled by the blindness of adulthood, but brightened by a youthful perspective. Step into the light and change the world. All of you, embrace who you are and be comfortable with yourself. Despite the circumstances in the world and the world's weighty opinions, be who you are supposed to be, who you need to be. One of my favorite people, Bob Goff, says this about life. Don't just do what you are able to do, figure out what you were made to do, and do a lot of that. A musician must make music, a builder must build, an artist must paint, and a poet must write, for he or she to ultimately be at peace with themselves. Be you. You are good enough, you are valuable, and you have a purpose. Don't settle, keep moving forward. Class of 2020 and class of 2021, go out and change the world like we know you can do. We would like to take a moment. We would like to recognize those members of the class of 2020 who have joined us today. When your name is called, please stand when you are where you are.
Catherine Lily Davis. Nevaeh Jalen Kramerich. Matthew Connor Nace. Kayla Elizabeth Reeder. Julia Faith Carter. Kaylin Sarah Gregg. Carrie Alexis Grimes. Catherine Alexis Hofer. Heather Lynn Jones. James Jaquan Johnson. Melena Rose McLean. Christopher Andrew Faltzgraff. William Robert Sweeney, Jr. And Evan Nathaniel Humphrey.
To the class of 2020, we thank you. Your example of perseverance and grace through the unforeseen changes of your senior year absolutely set the example to our class of 2021. I commend you for your adaptability when all that you had worked for seemed as if it had been taken from you. Today is a day to celebrate your work throughout high school and the challenges that you overcame during this pandemic. The class of 2020 is one for the books. We would now like to focus our attention on the class of 2021, first hearing from your class vice president, Kate Hefner.
4 years. 4 years compared to a lifetime is a blink of an eye. However, the journey these particular 4 years has taken us on is what felt like a lifetime. The challenges this class has endured is arguably more astonishing than any other class to walk the halls of Jefferson High School. Through teacher strikes and a worldwide pandemic, this path to our future has definitely not been the easiest. Although not the easiest, it is what builds our character to make a brighter future. Every single face that I look at in this crowd is capable of something amazing. We shall not look back longingly on the past, nor reflect on the time that could have been, but look forward to our hopes and dreams, a future filled with even more fun and laughter. A future that is filled with success and happiness, a future we all desire and deserve. Although this might be our last hurrah as a Cougar, I hope to see all of you in our futures. Whatever the future may look like, or whatever accomplishments we might achieve, or other hardships we might endure, you all deserve and are capable of anything you put your minds to. It has been my honor to stand by you and with you as your class vice president, but more importantly, your friend. The growth and accomplishments every one of you have achieved individually and together is profound. The future is bright and waiting with open arms for the class of 2021. Congratulations. I would now like to introduce your 2021 class historian to the podium, Sophie Bedingfield.
Class of 2021, how lucky I am to be able to stand in front of you all today. Every single one of you should feel extremely proud of yourselves. The challenges that the class of 2021 has faced have not been minute. From experiencing teacher strikes our freshman and sophomore year, to persevering through coronavirus pandemic our junior and senior year. Despite these obstacles, our class remains determined and exudes positivity. To building new friendships, going to your first high school dance, making the sports team, and turning in assignments just in time. These moments and memories that you have created with your family and friends will be taken with you as you embark on your next journey and throughout your life forever. As the chapter of our childhood closes and we all turn the page to the next one, be proud of all that you have accomplished and be proud of who you have become. Whether you're hesitant to let go or excited to move on, you will always be Jefferson's class of 2021. With that being said, this year I'm excited to present our virtual scrapbook to all seniors. Congratulations. I would now like to welcome Benjamin Maiden to the podium to present our class poem.
The Jefferson High School Class of 2021 Class Poem. The time has finally come. Wow, what a world. From talking to girls, to avoiding referrals, from school being a maze of lockers we didn't understand, to knowing the halls like the back of our hands. Hot football games, cheering loud, the stands, the chorus, the drumline, our award-winning band, and finding your first love, but no more than holding hands. Jefferson High School, what could be more grand? Well, maybe not the bathrooms. We've all seen that firsthand. But from COVID to quarantine to teachers losing their patience, who could say the lessons learned were any less than amazing? Now it's time to move on to the big bad world, and with the morals we've learned, life should be a pearl. Whether you're off to college or straight to a job, at least you have the knowledge to not be a slob. From rumors to gossip and all that trash talk, I'm just so glad to see all my class walk. With these caps and gowns on, you can't call us losers. 2021, we'll always be Cougars.
Good afternoon. My name is Peyton Derrick, and I had the honor of being your senior class treasurer this year. I was also given the honor of announcing our class gift. The class gift is a way that we as the class of 2021 can give back to our school while also showing our Jefferson pride. The gift also helps remind us of our contribution to the spirit and pride of students that will come after us for years to come. This year, the senior class officers have decided to give a gift that will be able to embody our class's immense amount of class spirit and to impact the lives of future generations of Jefferson classes. This year, for our class gift, we have decided to replace the old Cougar mascot costume with a new one. This gift will be cherished by classes after us at many pep rallies and sporting events to come. We had hoped to present our gift to you today, but due to slow shipping in this global pandemic, we were not able to do so. On this note, we hope that you will all come back as alumni to future JHS events to see our gift in action. Thank you again, and congratulations to the class of 2021. I would now like to introduce your senior class secretary, Tess Lee.
Good afternoon. I can say with utmost confidence and pride that it has been an exceptional honor to serve as the class of 2021 secretary for all 4 years. As we continue on our path to the pursuit of happiness and successful careers, I would like to express some gratitude to those who paved the way and led us here to this day. Thank you to our freshman year teachers who introduced us to the fresh new concept of a high school curriculum. Thank you to those who proposed the change in grading scale that lowered our GPAs, teaching us a valuable lesson of hard work while causing endless tears. Thank you to our freshman advisor who dealt with our petulant behavior and nurtured the nobodies we were. Thank you to our sophomore year teachers for educating us on progress and continuity. Thank you to the teachers who went on a strike, giving themselves a well-deserved pay raise and us a well-deserved break. Thank you to those who bought Krispy Kreme donuts that ultimately funded the majority of our class budget. And thank you to our junior year teachers that instilled hope for our future desires and dreams. Thank you to the lunch ladies who provided us with a warm meal every single day. And thank you to the coronavirus for ending the year off early and making classes exams far more easier. And thank you to our senior year teachers for understanding our burnt out and lethargic natures. Thank you to the coronavirus once again for the tearsome morning Zoom calls and awkward breakout rooms. And thank you to every individual in this room, providing spirit and dignity to Jefferson High School's best senior class. While I may have not known all of you or the majority of you, but I have noticed your presence and recognized your dedication to this small, humble class. I am forever indebted and grateful to stand here and speak to an above par and outstanding group of individuals. Thank you.
This time, it gives me great pleasure to present the class of 2020 and 2021. Dr. Gibson, I present to you the Jefferson High School graduating classes of 2020 and 2021. I certify that all graduates have met the requirements for graduation according to the state of West Virginia and the Jefferson County Board of Education.
Hello. Thank you very much. As Superintendent of Jefferson County Schools, it is my distinct pleasure to recognize this graduating class. By the authority vested in me by the West Virginia Department of Education and the Jefferson County Board of Education, I hereby declare that the graduates will be considered full graduates of Jefferson High School with all the privileges and honors thereunto ascribed.
Natalie Marie Mars. Kate Ellen Hefner. Tess Tajin Lee. Peyton Anna Marie Derrick. Sophie Naomi Bedingfield. Ross Joseph Elcon. Chloe Olivia Munslow. Allison Paige Piercy. Connor Brian LeBombard. Aiden Rush Turney. Brennan James King. Sierra Elizabeth Knott. Ethan Lane Harner. Quinn Marie Arst. Jason Todd Ashman. Gallienne Glacier Brown. Danielle Lee Bachman Can. Brianna Jean Carpenter. Lindsay Francis Carpenter. Isabel Jolie Charbonneau. Brady Thomas Chrisman. William Zebedee Coltrane. Ellie Elizabeth Cunningham. Jenna Grace Daniel. Kylie Marie Ka-Iulani Dempsey. Haley Renee Dillow. Scott David Elmore. Colton Robert Galletti. Una Medea Haynes. John William Hall. Robert Alvin Hart. Madison Noel Higgs. Olivia Grace Hobbs. L. Elizabeth Jarrett. Morgan Cyan Jones. Ahmad Franklin Lassane. Trevor Lawton Letterman. Asia Latalia Lobianco. Sophia Zara Machunas Latzi. Matthew Lawrence Lowe. Benjamin Thomas Maiden. Dakota Ashley Martin. Meadow Rose Miller. Nicholas Bryce Moore. Reagan Alexander Muker. Matthew Russell Myers. Kiara Sophia Nira. Doi Bu Nsa. Kennedy Louise Petrie. Matthew David Puzzini. Mason Matthew Reddington. William Craig Ricketts. Destiny Christine Satterley. Aaron Min Swope. Adriana Michaela Tapia. Lloyd Runnels Tracy Jr. Christian Arlo Turner. Chloe Patricia Waldeck. Jaden Liana Weiser. Dylan Blake Wright. Annabella Faith Chavala. Caroline Kimberly Myers. Andrew Hayes Craig. Michael David Poe. Haley Taylor Ritzenthaler. Stuart Levesque Timon. Kalia Pearl Williams. Darren Aguilera. Rosanna Aguilar Duran. Jinan Ahmad Alauda. William Reagan Allinger. Xavier Starr Anderson. Lauren Patricia Andrew. David George Andrew, Jr. Christiana Nielle Armstrong. Jenelise Jenny-Ann Ayala Lugo. Kylie Ann Bain. Sophia Alondra Barahona. Harold Staten Barlow III. Maya Grace Bat Bickey. Reagan Marie Bean. Clara Elizabeth Bennett. Jonathan Christopher Bennett, Jr. Jordan Glenn Biggs. Jacob Thomas Black. Emily Jordan Blatzheim. Daniel Scott Bowden. Emily Lauren Bowden. Isabella Rose Bonacorda. Vanessa Lynn Boone. Vogan Wilder Boyd. Emily Tristan Brooks. Caitlin Elizabeth Brown. Ashley Grace Brunty. Lillian K. Burgess. Justin Marshall Butcher. Jaden Michael Butts. Ariana Isabella Cabrera Flores. Bishop Gregory Calvert. Sarah Grace Cameron. Portia Erin Capel. Sabin Lorene Carlisle. Jordan Nicole Carr. Rachel Elizabeth Carroll. Alexandria Simone Carthen Franklin. Andrew Michael Chapman. James Wilson Chapman. Jeffrey Eric Chasang. Macy Olivia Chrisman. Colby Michael Clark. Ewan Michael Coburn. Jordan Michael Collins. Christian Harold Cook. Marcella Cheyenne Cosby. Emily Angelica Crespin Rodriguez. Devin Simpson Kraus. Alyssa Michelle Dollar. Jonathan Allen Davis. Emil de la Cruz. Justin John DeMolin. Jacob Menigis Doyle. Ethan Jandora Durst. Colin Craig Durst. Jacob Stephen Edwards. Ashley Nicole Eldridge. Henry Josue Elias Mejia. Jaden Kane Elliott. Jasmine Marie Escobar Martinez. Jennifer Estrada. Zachary Ryan Farmer. Peyton Mackenzie Ferguson. Summer Nicole Fishbach. Abby Gail Flores. Brianna Nicole Fogel. Logan Scott Fouts. Kayla Noel Frazier. Alexander William Georges. John Demetres Gidney III. Max William Gleason. Adrian Rose Glenn. Chloe Alexia Godwin. Camian Lamont Gonzalez. Kalia Jasmine Good. Marcel Lamar Green. Matea Nicole Gregg. Dominic Samuel Grove. Cortland Elena Guy. Kaylin Ann Harder. Mason Allen Harner. Taylor Madison House. Willem Alexander Hausman. Cameron Ali Henderson. Natalie Liana Hernandez. Eliane Marie Hidalgo Rodriguez. Ava Charlize Hink. Michael David Hoffman. Anthony Alexander Hahn. Bryce Avian Holben. Douglas Ryan Holland, Jr. Colton Matthew Holler. Cullen Andrew Horowitz. Bryce Andrew Holt. Brittany Nicole Huffman. Abigail Grace Hughes. Hannah Grace Imbach. Annalise Ardema Jackson. Madison Rosemarie Jackson. Savannah Lee Jameson. Cameron Scott Jennings. Elizabeth Faye Johnson. Caleb Christopher Jolly. Emmanuel Lee Jones. Rebecca Eileen Candalis. Richard Vernon Kane. Mustafa Sakil Kapadia. Jada Marie Keene. Zachary Douglas Kellican. Masia Maylee Callahan. Loki Foster Lindsay Kern. Arika Suba Khan. Ty James Cretchen. Jacob Tyler Kuhn. Kyle Christopher Kucher. Mason Howard LaFollette. Bowden Alexander Lakey. Cheyenne Nicole Lay. Haven Marie Lee. Isabella Lean. Natalie Ilona Leon. Emma Page Lynch. Anna Elizabeth MacArthur. Callie Joan Magnone. Cassie Marie Maines. Porter Stephen Martin. Sophia Deshay Mayrand. Christopher Patrick McCartney. Isaac Paul McDonald. Ethan Orion McGackey. C.J. Mead, Jr. Malachi Jaden Meadows. Allison Nicole Meek. Madison Nicole Miller. Rylan John Miller. Brianna Elise Moats. Amy Elizabeth Merson. Adriana Wise Morris. Isaiah Vincent Morris. Nathaniel Joe Muley. Ethan Michael Mull. Valerie Diana Munoz Waman. Jake Evan Muth. Katrina Claire Myers. Brianna Lynn Nickus. James Willis O'Brien. Preston Gage George Oden. Virginia Alexis Oden. Lillian Ashley Olson. Alexis Gabrielle Painter. Christopher Jason David Pappas. Megan Ruthann Parker. Sarah Jane Parker. Owen Robert Peters. Noah Michael Patrice. Natalie Michelle Pineros. Kylie Ann Primo. Jenny Zhao Jia Price. Cora Alenaqua Randall. Evan Robert Freedom Reese. Alexis Rios Conde, Jr. Chance Jacob Rippey. Kayla Nicole Robinson. Michaela Riley Rock Grunewald. Maricela Rojero. Rachel Madison Root. Savannah Grace Roper. Avery Carter Rose. Zachary David Rose. Caitlin Brianna Routson. Corey Lee Routson. Olivia Margaret Rucker. Kobe Daniel Russell. Daniel Calvin Rutledge. Chloe Wren Sanders. Christina Marie Schilling. Carter Avery Schroyer. Brianna Savone Shaver. Cody Evan Shiflett. Erica Leith Shoby. Drake Patrick Sims. Lila Marie Smith. Mark Daniel Smith. Haley Madeline Speaks. Derek Jaquan Spencer. Elizabeth Renee Starkey. Toby Connor Staunton. Robert David Staring. Karina Elizabeth Stillions. Shannon Renee Steitley. Abigail Augusta Stewart. Jesse Franklin Swain. Sophia Lucille Swartz. Michael Andrew Swisher. Dylan Frank Tallarico. Catherine Rita Turner. Jared Doherty Tyler. Riley Jordan Vadas. Erica Delaney Vanderpool. Sydney Ann Walker. Jenna Elizabeth Wallace. Olivia Page Wallace. Jackie Lee Walters. Andrew Stephen Weller. Nathaniel Franklin Wenner. Michaela Marie Westfall. Nathaniel Ray Whitmoyer. Jaden Dwayne Wilkie. Daniel Duval Wilson IV. Brannon Patrick Wiltshire. Jessica Morgan Yanya Wolf. Chloe Lynn Wood. Nicholas Evgeniev Zidorov. James Lewis Bryant. Mariah Hope Carter. And Faith Destiny Brown.
First, I believe a congratulation is in order. We did it. I am incredibly grateful to be speaking, to have been your senior class president. What a year. Who would have known that as nervous freshmen walking into Jefferson, 4 years later we would leave having survived a global pandemic. Each one of you sitting before me today have surpassed all expectations that could have been held for you this year. The only word I can think of to express how I feel about being part of the class of 2021 is honored. Today we close a chapter in the story of our lives. Childhood ends and the rest of living begins. I would like to take a moment to show gratitude towards the people who helped us along the way. To our parents and guardians, thank you for picking out our clothes and tying our shoes on the first day of kindergarten. Thank you for putting up with the scary middle schoolers we all became. Thank you for staying up until we got home from our first football game. Thank you for picking us up when we fell along this journey of finding ourselves and for simply loving us. There's no doubt that we wouldn't be sitting here today without the role that our parents, guardians, grandparents, teachers, coaches, and mentors played in these 18 years of growth, and for this we thank you. But now we need to be realistic. As much as I wish it weren't true, it's highly unlikely that any of us will remember the words spoken today in 30 years. It'll be a hazy memory fogged by the magnitude of what our lives have become. But what I know we all will remember are the feelings, so take a moment and soak it in. Soak in all the feelings high school brought you while they're still fresh in your mind. The feeling of your team winning the game, the feeling of performing on stage, the nights you spent laughing until you cried with your closest friends, the moments school let out for summer each year. Feel it all and then put it in a special place to come and visit in your mind, because I have news for us all. It just gets better. Don't get me wrong, I think we all know by now that most adults in our lives don't have it all together. But what I hope we've also learned is that having it all together isn't what matters. Since the beginning of our lives and until the end, there have and always will be people telling us what we should do, who we should love, and how we should feel. But the truth is, none of that matters. This is your life, and the only true responsibility you have is to honor what you feel drawn to do with it. I want to take a moment and go back to our child selves. Maybe 5 or 6 years old, a time before anyone made you feel like you couldn't do what you dreamed of. Find that version of yourself and step back into them. And if you're lucky enough to have held on to that feeling for 18 years, then you're one step ahead. Remember that one thing that always crawls back into your mind after you've told yourself it's unrealistic? It's not. Someone must do what they dreamed of, so why can't it be you? If there's any solid lesson I've learned in high school, it's how little we know. Just when you think you have one thing figured out, something new pops up on the horizon, calling us to come and expand our knowing into something truer and more beautiful than what we last thought possible. And now for the most exciting and scary part of it all. Once the summer ends, each time we return home to see each other will be different. And hopefully it's in a way where we feel growth and further acceptance of our places in the world. Some people call this change growing apart, but I think it's us growing into more authentic versions of ourselves. If there are any words that I hope you'll remember in 30 years, it's these. Life isn't happening to us, it's happening for us. So honor this gift and live your truest life. And to all 310 of you here with me today, it's been an honor to know this version of you. Congratulations. I now ask each of you to stand with me and place your tassel from the left to the left side of your cap. Be recognized as official Jefferson High School graduates. We did it!
Congratulations. We'll dismiss by quadrant just so that we're not all bum rushing the door at one time. So we'll start from the back on your right, in that direction, just kind of halfway and back, head out. Remember to bring your diploma cover with you when you come for the grad walk, so you'll have that for your photo ops. Congratulations. And back on your left, that kind of back part can head out that way. You'll mosey on out. We'll need to clear out in about 5 minutes. Our staff and admin can help and get folks out the doors would be very helpful. All right. Front halves, you can go ahead and start moseying to the doors to the left and to the right. As I've said in the hallways, keep your distance and keep moving. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you at the grad walk.